Welcome to our channel. We are so glad you found your way here. Let us help you fall asleep. Let's begin with the Bastinado, the rhythmic beating of the Roman military camp. Take a slow, deep breath in and release it. Let the noise of today fall away as we step back, not just hours or years, but centuries, into the vast theater of crime and punishment in ancient Rome. If you genuinely like our videos, please hit like and subscribe. The evolution of military discipline in ancient Rome is closely intertwined with the practice of punishment known as the bastinado. This method involved striking the soles of offenders' feet, a form of corporal punishment that served both corrective and deterrent purposes. The use of such techniques can be traced back to antiquity, where strict adherence to authority was paramount for maintaining order within legions. Roman military camps, strategically located throughout their expansive territories, functioned not only as bases for troops but also as centers for training and discipline. Within these confines, the bastinado emerged as a stark reminder of the consequences of insubordination. Hierarchical structures governed interactions, and the presence of such punitive measures reinforced the importance of obedience among soldiers. The psychological impact of the bastinado extended beyond the individual, creating an atmosphere of collective compliance. This deterrent served to uphold the cohesion of the unit, ensuring that discipline remained paramount in the face of adversities. The rhythmic nature of the punishment echoed through the ranks, a constant reminder of the authority held by commanding officers. In considering the historical context of the bastinado, it becomes evident that this practice reflected broader societal norms regarding power, control, and the expectations placed upon individuals within military structures. These elements would contribute to a complex system of discipline within the Roman military evolving over centuries. Punishments were often dictated by the severity of the offense, ranging from minor infractions to acts of betrayal. The bastinado, a method of corporal punishment, exemplified the harsh realities faced by soldiers, used primarily for insubordination. This technique involved striking the soles of the feet, induce a unique combination of pain and humiliation. Understanding the context of military life, soldiers were expected to adhere strictly to the regulations set forth by their commanders. This environment fostered a culture where discipline was paramount. The bastinado served not only as a punitive measure, but also as a psychological tool to enforce compliance among the ranks. Its implementation varied significantly across different regions and periods, reflecting the evolving nature of Roman governance and military strategy. In tandem with the bastinado, other forms of punishment also emerged. Flogging, execution, and even exile were utilized to address various transgressions. Each method carried its own implications, revealing the intricate balance between maintaining authority and instilling fear. This system of military punishments underscored the broader societal values of ancient Rome, where loyalty and duty were held in the highest esteem, shaping the very fabric of Roman military identity. The legacy of these practices continues to be a subject of study, offering insights into the complexities of historical governance. Understanding the intricacies of the Roman military structure reveals a highly organized system that facilitated both expansion and control. Commanders, known as legates, oversaw legions composed of approximately 5,000 soldiers, each divided into smaller units called cohorts. This arrangement provided not only tactical flexibility, but also a means of maintaining order within the ranks. Training and discipline were paramount, with rigorous routines instilling a sense of unity and purpose among the soldiers. Military formations were carefully designed to maximize effectiveness in battle. The testado, or tortoise formation, exemplified this strategy, presenting a formidable front against enemy projectiles. Cohesion and communication were essential, ensuring that commands issued by centurions could be executed with precision. This level of organization extended beyond combat, influencing the daily lives of the soldiers within the camps. Fortifications played a crucial role in the protection and sustainability of military endeavors. Camps were systematically laid out, often featuring defensive walls and designated areas for specific functions such as logistics and medical care. The presence of these structures facilitated a sense of stability, allowing soldiers to focus on their duties while supporting the greater objectives of the empire. Such a well-structured military system not only served immediate operational needs, but also contributed to the broader mechanisms of governance, shaping the course of history for generations. Discipline emerged as a cornerstone of the Roman army's effectiveness, reinforcing the hierarchical structure essential for maintaining order. It dictated not only the conduct of individual soldiers, but also the collective dynamics of entire units. Rigorous training regimes cultivated physical prowess and mental resilience, ensuring that soldiers could perform under duress. This regimen was characterized by precise drills, demanding physical challenges, and strict adherence to commands, fostering a sense of unity and cooperation. The consequences of failing to uphold discipline were severe. Punishments, including the bastinado, served as deterrents, reinforcing the importance of obedience. Such methods were not merely punitive, they were integral to the military ethos that prioritized cohesion and reliability. Soldiers understood that their fates were intertwined with those of their comrades, a realization that motivated them to adhere to the stringent standards set before them. This culture of discipline extended beyond the battlefield. It influenced broader societal norms, as returning veterans often became exemplars of Roman values, reinforcing civic responsibility and loyalty to the state. In this way, the military did more than protect borders. It shaped the very fabric of Roman identity. As a result, the legacy of this disciplined approach persisted long after the legions had disbanded, echoing through subsequent generations and impacting military practices around the world. The cultural significance of punishment in Roman society extended beyond mere discipline. It served as a fundamental mechanism for maintaining order and reinforcing social hierarchies. The methods employed were often public, ensuring that the consequences of transgressions were visible to the populace. This visibility reinforced societal norms and expectations, rendering individual behavior a matter of collective observation. In this context, punishment was intricately linked to the concept of honor, shaping personal and communal identities. Actions deemed dishonorable could lead to harsh repercussions, which were not only physical but also psychological. The fear of humiliation and the loss of status motivated adherence to societal expectations, creating a system where the line between personal accountability and communal responsibility blurred. Within this framework, the bastinado emerged as a tool of both correction and deterrence. Its implementation was not merely punitive, but aimed to instill a sense of order amidst potential chaos. The rhythmic cadence of punishment echoed throughout the camps, a constant reminder of the consequences of insubordination. Such practices were deeply embedded in the cultural psyche, influencing legal systems and societal interactions for centuries. The legacy of these punitive measures continued to reverberate, informing contemporary understandings of discipline and authority, illustrating how past practices shape modern societal structures. The bastinado, a method of corporal punishment, involved delivering blows to the soles of the feet, often using a rod or stick, This technique was utilized within the confines of the Roman military camp, serving both punitive and disciplinary purposes. The mechanics of the bastinado were simple yet effective, aimed at inflicting pain while minimizing long-term physical damage. Execution required the subject to be restrained, often with their feet elevated, allowing for a clear target. The instrument wielded by the enforcer was typically made of wood, providing a balance between sufficient weight and manageable control. As strikes were administered, the intent was not merely to punish but also to reinforce authority and deter future infractions within the ranks. This method's psychological impact was significant, instilling fear while simultaneously fostering a sense of hierarchy. The pain inflicted was intense, causing immediate and acute discomfort, yet it was designed to avoid permanent injury, thus permitting the individual to recover and return to duty. In an environment where discipline was paramount, the bastinado served as both a corrective action and a demonstration of power within the structured society of the Roman military. These practices contributed to an atmosphere of control, reflecting the broader societal norms of the time. The tools employed in the bastinado were varied, designed for both efficiency and psychological impact. Primarily, a thin rod or cane served as the instrument of choice, its flexibility allowing for swift strikes that could be both painful and demoralizing. The choice of such materials ensured that the punishment was not only swift, but left no permanent marks, thus maintaining the facade of discipline while discouraging rebellion. Alongside these rods, the use of weighted implements further intensified the experience. Heavy sticks or other blunt objects could inflict severe pain, reinforcing the power dynamics present within the camp. The act of punishment was often public, intended to serve as a warning to onlookers. Witnessing the consequences of defiance solidified the prevailing order, discouraging dissent among the ranks. In addition to physical instruments, the psychological component of the bastinado should not be overlooked. The mere presence of these tools instilled a sense of fear and compliance among soldiers. Each strike resonated with the echoes of authority, reinforcing the overall system of control. As the night sun set, the shadows cast by these implements lingered in the minds of those who had witnessed their use. This region, steeped in tradition and military protocol, served as a stark reminder of the lengths to which leaders would go to maintain order and discipline. The psychological effects of the bastinado on soldiers were profound, shaping not only individual behavior but also the collective mindset of military units. This practice, often employed as a form of punishment, instilled a deep-seated fear among the ranks. The rhythmic beating became synonymous with authority, reinforcing strict adherence to the established hierarchy. Soldiers, aware of the potential consequences of disobedience, often suppressed their dissenting thoughts, leading to an atmosphere of compliance. Such methods, while effective in maintaining immediate discipline, also bred resentment and anxiety. The constant threat of punishment lingered in the minds of the soldiers, affecting and anxiety. The constant threat of punishment lingered in the minds of the soldiers, affecting their mental well-being. Loyalty to commanders was often rooted in fear rather than camaraderie, undermining unit cohesion. This dynamic created a fragile balance, where obedience coexisted with underlying tensions. Over time, the emotional toll became evident. Soldiers frequently exhibited signs of stress and trauma, and a stark contrast to the ideal of the unwavering warrior. The psychological scars of the bastinado manifested in various ways, influencing interactions both within the camp and beyond. This environment, characterized by its oppressive structure. This environment, characterized by its oppressive structure, operated under a strict legal framework governing military punishment. Regulations established by Roman law dictated the conditions under which various forms of discipline could be administered. These laws aimed to maintain order and morale within the ranks while deterring misconduct. Punishments, including the bastinado, were often codified, ensuring that expectations and consequences were clear. The legal parameters surrounding military punishment extended beyond mere discipline. They encapsulated broader societal norms, reflecting the values of the time. It was not uncommon for commanders to interpret these laws flexibly, adapting them to the needs of their unit. Such discretion allowed for a range of responses to infractions, from leniency to severe retribution. This variability created an atmosphere where fear and respect coexisted, influencing soldiers' behavior. Documentation pertaining to the implementation of these punishments often included detailed accounts of infractions and subsequent disciplinary actions. Such records served as a historical ledger, revealing insights into the daily life of soldiers and the prevailing attitudes toward authority. As the Roman military evolved, these legal frameworks adapted, reflecting changes in societal expectations and the practicalities of maintaining a formidable fighting force. The enduring legacy of these regulations continues to inform contemporary understandings of military discipline, echoing through centuries of military history. The bastinado, a method of punishment involving the striking of the soles of the feet, represented a distinct approach within the broader spectrum of disciplinary measures employed in Roman society. This method often contrasted sharply with more severe forms of punishment such as flogging or execution, while the latter inflicted visible damage and could result in death. The bastinado sought to inflict pain without permanent injury. It served as a tool for maintaining discipline among soldiers while allowing for rehabilitation. In military camps, this form of punishment was particularly effective in reinforcing obedience and cohesion among ranks. Its implementation was often swift, reflecting the need for immediate correction of behavior. The psychological impact of the bastinado was significant, fostering a sense of fear tempered by the prospect of redemption, as those subjected could often return to duty after serving their sentence. Other punitive measures, such as confinement or fines, lacked the immediacy of physical punishment. These methods could lead to resentment and demoralization, potentially compromising unit effectiveness. The bastinado, by contrast, maintained a balance between authority and the potential for reintegration, fostering a culture of discipline that was essential for the operational success of Roman legions. This nuanced approach to punishment laid foundational principles for modern military conduct and discipline. Notable instances of the bastinado reveal its varied application across military contexts. In the early Roman Empire, records indicate that soldiers who faltered in their duties often faced this punishment. The method served not only as a means of correction but also as a deterrent, reinforcing the importance of discipline within the ranks. It is documented that during the campaigns in Gaul, a legionary who neglected his watch was subjected to the bastinado, reinforcing the expectation of vigilance among troops. The practice extended beyond the Romans, while exploring the Byzantine military structure. Scholars found references to similar punitive measures enacted against soldiers whose performance waned. This approach ensured a consistent standard of excellence, particularly during the tumultuous periods of conflict. The effectiveness of such measures became apparent when battalions displayed improved morale and cohesion following instances of corporal punishment. In more recent historical contexts, the bastinado has been observed in various military forces, utilized as a method of enforcing order and compliance. Reports from colonial garrisons illustrate its implementation in response to insubordination. These examples reflect a broader trend where punishment was seen as essential for maintaining structure and authority within military ranks. Each instance of the bastinado serves as a reminder of the complex interplay between discipline and the maintenance of order within organized military frameworks. Centurions occupy a pivotal position within the hierarchy of the Roman military, serving as the primary enforcers of discipline among the ranks. Their responsibilities extend beyond mere leadership. They embody the principles of authority and accountability in administering punishment. Centurions utilize a combination of physical and psychological methods, ensuring that the lessons imparted resonate deeply within the soldiers. This approach fosters an environment where order prevails, mitigating potential discord. The act of punishment, particularly through the bastinado, becomes a calculated exercise in control. When a centurion commands the execution of such measures, it is not merely an act of retribution, but a demonstration of loyalty to the Roman ideals of discipline and strength. These decisions are often met with a mix of compliance and fear among the troops, reinforcing the hierarchy that defines military life. The centurion's presence during these instances serves as a vital component in maintaining the morale of the unit. While some soldiers may perceive punishment as harsh, it simultaneously establishes a bond of shared experience. The collective acknowledgement of consequences reinforces the importance of unity and purpose, creating a cohesive force capable of executing the complexities of military operations. Within this structure, the role of centurions in administering punishment becomes a fundamental aspect of discipline, shaping the ethos of a formidable military institution. The impact of the bastinado on soldier morale reflects a complex interplay between fear and respect. This method of punishment, while harsh, serves as a stark reminder of the standards upheld within the ranks. Soldiers recognize the necessity of discipline and the consequences of failure, fostering an environment where accountability is paramount. Such practices often create a duality of emotion. While there exists a palpable fear of punishment, there is also a profound understanding of its role in maintaining order. This duality cultivates a sense of camaraderie among soldiers. Those who endure the rigors together share a bond forged in the fires of discipline. They develop a collective identity, united by the shared experience of both punishment and perseverance. This bond can elevate morale, as individuals derive strength from their shared struggles, reinforcing their commitment to one another and their cause. Additionally, the bastinado can act as a deterrent against misconduct, ensuring that standards are not only established but also maintained. The visibility of such discipline serves as a warning to all, creating an environment where adherence to regulations becomes a matter of collective pride. In this way, the bastinado, while ostensibly punitive, contributes to a culture of resilience and unity that is essential for the functioning of the military machine. The treatment of female soldiers within this structured environment reveals complex dynamics. Historically, the incorporation of women into military ranks brought unique challenges that often extended to their experience of punishment. In these settings, the application of discipline was not uniform. Female soldiers faced different standards and expectations, influenced by societal norms and perceptions of gender roles. Punishments meted out to women often reflected prevailing attitudes, underscoring a disparity in treatment. Instead of physical forms of discipline, psychological tactics may have been employed, aiming to reinforce traditional gender expectations. This approach served to maintain an established order, emphasizing compliance over aggression. The isolation of female soldiers in this context also contributed to their experiences of punishment. In moments of transgression, the response from peers and superiors could amplify feelings of alienation, complicating their integration into the military fabric. A focus on maintaining morale and unity among troops often led to nuanced interpretations of disciplinary actions. Female soldiers were sometimes seen as needing protection from harsher repercussions, which, while seemingly compassionate, inadvertently perpetuated stereotypes about their capabilities and roles. This environment, marked by a blend of traditionalist views and emerging roles, shaped the evolution of military discipline, influencing both individual resilience and collective cohesion. The bastinado served as a prominent tool in Roman military training, a method of instilling discipline and obedience among soldiers. This practice, characterized by rhythmic strikes to the soles of the feet, was not merely punitive, but a means to fortify mental endurance. Soldiers, subjected to this form of training, developed an acute sense of resilience, adapting their physical and psychological limits to better withstand the rigors of combat. Automated within a structured framework, where the severity and frequency of the bastinado were carefully calibrated. Commanders monitored each session, ensuring that the training fostered unity rather than fear. This approach cultivated a shared experience among soldiers, forging bonds that transcended individual hardships. The location of these exercises often reflected the strategic imperatives of the Roman military. Open fields adjacent to camps provided ample space for demonstrations, allowing troops to observe and learn from one another. Each strike was a reminder of the consequences of failure, yet it also served as a testament to the strength of community. Through this method, the Roman military reinforced the importance of discipline, where each soldier's physical response contributed to a greater collective identity. The impact of the bastinado endured long after training ceased, echoing in the steadfastness of the legions during campaigns. The legacy of this discipline would resonate through history, influencing future military practices worldwide. The bastinado served as a critical tool for maintaining order within the ranks of the Roman military. This method of punishment, primarily involving the beating of the soles of the feet, was not merely a form of discipline. It was a psychological mechanism designed to instill a sense of obedience and compliance. The practice was employed judiciously, targeting those who displayed insubordination or incompetence. In the confines of a military camp, where the cohesion of the unit was paramount, the bastinado ensured that each soldier understood the consequences of their actions. It reinforced the hierarchical structure, emphasizing the authority of commanding officers and the importance of adherence to established protocols. The process was typically swift, often occurring in the presence of fellow soldiers. This public aspect served to amplify its deterrent effect. Witnessing the punishment instilled a collective awareness of the expectations placed upon each member. The rhythmic sound of impact against flesh echoed within the camp, a stark reminder of the consequences of failure. Over time, this method became ingrained in military culture, evolving into a symbol of discipline that transcended the Roman Empire. Its implementation spread to various armies, adapting to different contexts while maintaining its core purpose: the preservation of order and unity among troops, essential for operational effectiveness. Historical texts offer a glimpse into the practices surrounding the bastinado, revealing its significance within the Roman military framework. Descriptions often portray the method as a tool for discipline, employed with precision to maintain hierarchy and control. Accounts from ancient historians indicate that the technique was not merely punitive. It served to reinforce camaraderie among soldiers through a shared understanding of consequences. In these writings, the rhythmic application of the bastinado is depicted with an almost clinical detachment. It is described as a ritualistic process, where the cadence of strikes echoed through the ranks, instilling a sense of order. The precision of the strikes was critical, ensuring that the punishment was effective without crossing into excessive brutality. This balance allowed for an environment where soldiers could focus on their training and missions, free from disorder. Contemporary interpretations of these texts highlight the psychological impact of the bastinado on troops. The anticipation of potential punishment fostered a culture of vigilance and discipline. Ancient military strategists recognized that unity stemmed from a shared experience of both camaraderie and consequence, shaping the collective identity of the legions. This historical perspective reinforces the notion that the bastinado was more than a method of punishment. It was an essential component of military life, intricately woven into the fabric of Roman discipline and operational success. Archaeological findings provide crucial insights into the practice of the bastinado within Roman military camps. Excavations at several significant sites have uncovered remnants of punishment devices, including wooden rods and implements specifically designed for this purpose. These artifacts suggest that the bastinado was not merely a theoretical concept, but a practiced reality deeply embedded in military culture. Inscriptions found near barracks indicate regulations surrounding the use of corporal punishment, detailing the circumstances under which the bastinado could be administered. These texts highlight the importance placed on discipline and order, revealing that such practices were standardized across various legions. The presence of multiple training facilities suggests a systematic approach to instilling obedience among troops, underscoring the necessity of maintaining morale and cohesion. Furthermore, skeletal remains analyzed from burial sites of soldiers exhibit signs of trauma consistent with the effects of corporal punishment. This evidence illustrates the physical impact of the bastinado on those subjected to it, indicating a harsh yet accepted reality of life in the legions. The juxtaposition of these findings against the backdrop of Roman military efficiency emphasizes the paradox of discipline, a tool for strengthening bonds that also carried the weight of suffering. The integration of such practices into daily life in military camps reflects a complex interplay of power, control, and the pursuit of excellence. Comparative analysis reveals that similar practices of corporal punishment existed across various ancient cultures, each with its own rationale and societal implications. In ancient Greece, for instance, the use of physical discipline was prevalent among both military and educational institutions, reinforcing notions of obedience and fortitude. The enforcement of discipline through such measures served to mold individuals into exemplary soldiers and citizens, mirroring the Roman military ethos. And in contrast, the practices of punishment in ancient Egypt were often linked to religious and moral codes. The pharaohs wielded authority not only to maintain order but to reflect divine will. Physical punishment within this context functioned as a means to uphold societal stability, often justified by an underlying belief in cosmic balance. The Spartan system provided another distinct perspective, where rigorous training and punishment were integral to their militaristic society. Here, corporal punishment was not only a disciplinary tool but also a rite of passage, fostering resilience among young warriors. This approach contributed to a sense of collective identity, reinforcing loyalty and courage. Across these cultures, the ritualistic aspects of corporal punishment reveal a shared understanding of its role in shaping character and maintaining order. This complex interrelation highlights how discipline, while often harsh, was a foundational element in the evolution of military and societal structures. The bastinado served as a crucial instrument within the Roman legionary code, reinforcing the principles of obedience and order. This method of corporal punishment was employed to ensure that soldiers adhered strictly to the established protocols of military life. It provided a clear signal that failure to comply with commands would result in immediate consequences, thus fostering a culture of discipline among the ranks. In this structure, the bastinado was not merely punitive but also corrective. It allowed commanders to address infractions swiftly, ensuring that the cohesion of the unit remained intact. The rhythmic application of the bastinado resonated throughout the encampments, creating an atmosphere where each soldier understood the weight of their responsibility. Such practices were essential for maintaining the functionality of the legion, especially in the context of complex operations where unity and discipline could mean the difference between success and failure. The psychological impact of this punishment method was equally significant. It instilled a sense of fear and respect towards authority, shaping the soldiers' perceptions of hierarchy within the military. Over time, the bastinado became ingrained in the very fabric of legionary tradition, symbolizing the balance between discipline and the harsh realities of service. This practice varies significantly across different regions, reflecting the diverse cultural and tactical adaptations of the Roman military. In the arid landscapes of North Africa, the bastinado served not only as a disciplinary measure, but also as a means to maintain troop cohesion in the face of harsh environmental challenges. The rhythmic nature of the punishment reinforced a sense of unity among soldiers, aligning them with the collective goals of their unit. In contrast, the cooler climates of Northern Europe saw the bastinado employed primarily during training exercises. Here, it was often accompanied by chants, reinforcing the bonds between soldiers while conditioning them to endure discomfort. The echoing sounds of the strikes would resonate through the camps, becoming a familiar backdrop to the daily lives of the troops. Within the eastern provinces, the use of the bastinado took on additional layers of meaning, intertwining with local customs and practices. It often became a ritualistic act, a way to invoke the favor of regional deities while instilling discipline among the ranks. The physical and psychological impacts resonated deeply, shaping the perceptions of authority within the legions. In each of these geographic contexts, the bastinado transcended mere punishment, becoming a multifaceted tool for training, discipline, and cultural integration within the vast Roman Empire. Such adaptations illustrate the flexibility and resilience of military practices across varied terrains. The perception of the bastinado within Roman society was complex, intertwining notions of discipline, punishment, and physicality. In the eyes of military leaders, it served as an essential tool for maintaining order and cohesion among troops. This practice was often viewed as a necessary measure to instill obedience, reinforcing the hierarchy that defined military life. It ensured that soldiers adhered to protocols, fostering an environment where focus and commitment were paramount. In civilian life, the bastinado invoked varied responses. While many recognized its role in upholding discipline within the military, others questioned its morality and effectiveness. Discussions among philosophers and scholars often highlighted the tension between physical punishment and ethical considerations. Some deemed it necessary for the greater good, while others argued for more humane methods of discipline. A historical exploration reveals that the Roman populace frequently debated the impact of such practices, on societal norms, the influence of the Bastinado extended beyond the military, colorizing perceptions of authority and submission across different classes. Moreover, its application often reflected broader societal attitudes towards strength, endurance, and the human condition. The historical legacy of this practice, therefore, resonates through interactions between power and subjugation, illustrating how physical punishment interwove with the very fabric of Roman identity and governance. The bastinado served as one of several disciplinary measures within the Roman military, a system designed to maintain order and obedience. This region saw the implementation of various forms of punishment, each with its unique purpose and symbolism. The harshness reflected the stringent expectations placed upon soldiers, where loyalty and discipline were paramount. Corporal punishment extended beyond the bastinado, encompassing flogging and execution. Flogging often involved the use of a flagellum, a whip, that delivered severe lacerations, leaving lasting physical and psychological marks. Execution, on the other hand, was reserved for the gravest offenses, meted out as a stark warning to others. These methods were not merely punitive, they were integral to the military hierarchy, reinforcing the consequences of insubordination. In various camps across the empire, the presence of these practices shaped the everyday life of soldiers. The call for discipline echoed through the ranks, establishing a clear understanding of the repercussions of failure. The normalization of such punishments fostered an environment of fear and respect, intertwining the concepts of authority and compliance. This interrelation of punishment and military culture underscored the Roman approach to governance, wherein power dynamics were illustrated through both authority and retribution. The legacies of these practices continue to inform contemporary discussions on discipline and authority in military contexts. The influence of the bastinado echoes through the annals of military history, shaping the way authority and discipline are administered in various contexts. Within this realm, the application of physical punishment as a means of control became integrated into numerous military doctrines. This method, characterized by its rhythmic application, served to reinforce compliance among ranks. Different cultures adopted similar techniques, adapting them to their unique societal structures. Yet the fundamental principle remained constant: the assertion of power through embodied discipline. This practice extended beyond mere enforcement of order. It also provided a means for commanders to demonstrate their authority, often viewed as a necessary measure to maintain readiness and cohesion. The psychological impact on soldiers, linked to fear and respect, fostered an environment where adherence to commands was paramount. While modern militaries have shifted towards more progressive methods of leadership, remnants of this historical approach can still be observed in various training regimens. The legacy of such practices is not confined to military institutions alone. They seep into broader societal norms, influencing how discipline is perceived and imposed in various hierarchical structures. The evolution of punishment and control reflects the ongoing dialogue about authority, responsibility, and ethics in leadership. Understanding the bastinado's historical significance reveals deeper insights into the foundational principles that continue to shape organizational hierarchies today. The bastinado served not only as a form of punishment, but also as a means of instilling discipline within the ranks of the Roman military. Its implementation was methodical, ensuring that soldiers adhered to the stringent standards of conduct expected by their commanders. This practice reinforced a sense of cohesion among troops, binding them through shared experiences, both positive and negative. In the context of warfare, the psychological impact of such punishment was profound. A well-disciplined force could operate effectively under pressure, making critical decisions with precision. The fear of the bastinado acted as a deterrent against insubordination and cowardice, crucial elements in maintaining the integrity of a military unit. The threat itself was often enough to uphold order, reducing the necessity for its physical application. Furthermore, the bastinado reflected broader societal values within the Roman Empire. It emphasized the importance of authority and obedience, principles that were vital not only in military engagements, but also in civilian life. Such practices were indicative of a civilization that prioritized orderliness and control, values deeply ingrained in their governance and societal structure. The remnants of this practice can still be observed today in various forms of discipline and organizational frameworks, echoing the legacies of the Roman approach to leadership and control. These historical insights continue to inform contemporary discussions on authority and compliance within modern institutions. Personal accounts from soldiers reveal a complex relationship with the bastinado, an instrument that served both as punishment and a means of maintaining order within the ranks. Many describe the initial apprehension upon hearing the command for punishment, a sound that echoed through the camp, signaling a loss of autonomy. The experience itself often varied. Some recalled the striking rhythm as a necessary discipline, an initiation into the harsh realities of military life. It was not uncommon for those subjected to the bastinado to reflect on their own missteps in conduct, understanding the disciplinary measure as a catalyst for personal growth. They noted the physical pain, described with an almost detached acceptance, as a fleeting consequence of a larger purpose. This method of discipline fostered a sense of camaraderie among soldiers, an unspoken acknowledgement of shared hardship, the majeurs Lukuligswile. The psychological impact also played a significant role. Soldiers spoke of a duality in their perception of authority, recognizing the necessity of stringent rules while grappling with the inherent brutality of such methods. They often contemplated their own morality in relation to duty, questioning the balance between loyalty to their comrades and the overarching demands of command. These reflections contribute to a nuanced understanding of military life, one deeply entwined with both obedience and resistance. Roman poetry often encapsulated the complexities of military life, intertwining the bastinado within its verses. Descriptions of this punitive measure reveal the stark realities faced by soldiers, highlighting a spectrum of emotions ranging from fear to defiance. Poets utilized imagery that evoked both the physicality of the act and the psychological ramifications it entailed. The rhythmic cadence of punishment mirrored the disciplined lifestyle demanded by the legions, serving as a powerful motif in their works. In these depictions, the bastinado transcended mere corporal discipline, morphing into a symbol of authority and control. It illustrated the relentless tension between the Roman state and individual soldiers, each line reflecting the harshness of obedience amidst the backdrop of loyalty. Such portrayals often delved into the minds of those subjected to this practice, providing insight into their internal struggles and the coping mechanisms employed in response to such brutality. The juxtaposition of valor and vulnerability surfaced frequently, with poets exploring the dichotomy of honor and humiliation inherent in military service. This literary tradition not only documented the physical punishment, but also served as a commentary on the broader societal implications of military discipline. In this landscape, the bastinado became a poignant reminder of the cost of allegiance to an empire, deeply resonating through the ages. The connection between the bastinado and Roman public spectacles emerges in a historical context, filled with complexity. This form of punishment, often seen as a means to enforce discipline within military ranks, echoed the broader societal norms embraced by the empire. Gladiatorial games, held in grand arenas, showcased not only physical prowess, but also the consequences of insubordination and failure. Such displays served to reinforce the authority of the state, while simultaneously entertaining the populace. In these public spectacles, the principles of control and power were intricately woven into the very fabric of Roman life. The bastinado, as a method of discipline, resonated with the themes portrayed in the arena. It reflected the harsh realities faced by those who dared to defy the established order. The spectators, drawn from diverse social backgrounds, witnessed the physical manifestations of loyalty and punishment. This duality fostered a complex relationship between the military and civilian worlds. The symbolism inherent in both the bastinado and the spectacles created a shared understanding across the empire. They illustrated not only the consequences of disobedience, but also the underlying values that governed Roman society. The echoes of these historical practices continue to reverberate, offering insight into the nature of authority and the human condition. This region, marked by its ruins, stands as a testament to the enduring legacy of Rome's intricate social dynamics. Discipline formed the backbone of Roman military success, essential for maintaining order and effectiveness within the ranks. Soldiers operated within a structured hierarchy, where each individual understood their role and responsibilities. This organization allowed for seamless coordination during intricate maneuvers on the battlefield, transforming them into a formidable force against adversaries. The training regimen was rigorous, instilling not only physical prowess, but also mental resilience. Repetitive drills fostered an environment of predictability, enabling soldiers to respond to commands with precision in the face of chaos. This unwavering discipline proved crucial. The ability to withstand intense pressure often determined the outcome of skirmishes, where the slightest lapse could lead to defeat. In this context, punishment was a common element. Techniques such as the bastinado served to reinforce adherence to military regulations, while harsh. These measures functioned as deterrents, fostering a culture of accountability that victories were not solely the result of superior weaponry or tactics, but stemmed from a well-trained army capable of executing complex operations under duress. This unwavering commitment to discipline laid the groundwork for Rome's expansion, enabling legions to conquer vast territories and secure lasting influence across diverse cultures and regions. The bastinado served as a method of enforcement, ensuring loyalty among soldiers within the Roman military framework. This practice, a form of corporal punishment, was employed to maintain order and discipline in the ranks. It acted as a tangible reminder of the repercussions of disobedience, thereby fostering an environment where adherence to commands was paramount. Soldiers understood the consequences of failure, instilling a sense of personal accountability within the cohort. This method was utilized not only for individual infractions, but also as a means of reinforcing collective responsibility. When one soldier faltered, it could lead to consequences for the entire unit, creating an atmosphere where mutual vigilance became essential. Within these camps, the rhythmic application of the bastinado echoed, signaling the omnipresent authority of commanding officers. Such practices were deeply ingrained in the military culture, reflecting a broader philosophy that equated discipline with effectiveness on the battlefield. Vilja forti vilja fizi vols auditan precis porcelli. This form of punishment was profound, embedding the notion of loyalty deeply within the psyche of the soldiers. The threat of the bastinado loomed as a deterrent against insubordination, ensuring that each member of the legion remained steadfast in their duty. Authority manifested in various forms within the Roman military, with the bastinado serving as a stark reminder of the consequences of disobedience. This method of punishment, involving rhythmic strikes to the soles of the feet, resonated throughout the ranks. It represented not just punishment, but a tool for maintaining order and discipline among the soldiers. The psychological impact was significant. The mere mention of it instilled a sense of compliance. Tension permeated the air during training exercises, as soldiers were acutely aware of the repercussions of failure. This method reinforced the hierarchy within the camp, creating an atmosphere where obedience was closely monitored and expected. Each soldier understood their role, and the faintest hint of insubordination could result in swift retribution. The bastinado transcended mere physical pain, embedding itself into the culture of the legion, symbolizing loyalty and the imperative nature of cohesion within the ranks. The practice extended beyond the immediate repercussions, serving as a warning to others. Observers often noted a change in behavior following instances of punishment. As the sun dipped below the horizon, shadows lengthened, and the weight of authority settled into the very fabric of the camp. This institution, with its methods of control, ensured that discipline reigned supreme, guiding the legion through the rigors of warfare and adversity. Subtle forms of resistance emerged within the ranks, reflecting the complex dynamic between authority and subordination. Some soldiers found solace in camaraderie, forging bonds that provided emotional support amidst the harshness of discipline. Others engaged in silent acts of defiance, deliberately misaligning their formations during drills or slowing their movements to disrupt the rhythm imposed by their superiors. This quiet rebellion highlighted an undercurrent of dissatisfaction as individuals navigated the strictures of military life. The prevalence of whispered stories and folklore served as another means of resistance. Tales of legendary figures who had defied authority circulated among the troops, fostering a sense of shared identity and solidarity. Such narratives allowed them to envision a world beyond the rigid confines of the camp, providing an escape, albeit temporary, from the oppressive nature of their existence. In response, commanders often resorted to increased surveillance, attempting to identify dissension before it could spread. The presence of informants further complicated matters, as soldiers faced the constant uncertainty of loyalty within their ranks. This atmosphere of suspicion contributed to a culture of fear, yet it simultaneously sparked ingenuity among those seeking to assert their autonomy. Within this landscape of control and resistance, the tension between discipline and individuality shaped the experience of each soldier, illustrating the profound complexities of military life in this era. Commanders held significant authority in determining the consequences for infractions, their decisions rooted in the intricate dynamics of power and order. This role required a delicate balance between maintaining discipline and recognizing the individuality of their soldiers. The weight of punishment often fell heavily on their shoulders, with each ruling capable of affecting morale and unit cohesion. Punishments varied in severity, reflecting the nature of the offense and the perceived threat to the established hierarchy. The bastinado, a method of corporal punishment, exemplified the physical manifestation of authority. Commanders employed it not merely as a deterrent, but as a tool for reinforcing the rigid structure of military life. The sound of strikes echoed within the camp, a stark reminder of the consequences of disobedience. In some instances, commanders displayed leniency, opting for alternative measures that acknowledged the soldiers' circumstances. Such decisions could foster loyalty and trust, engendering a sense of camaraderie among troops. Conversely, strict punishments could instill fear, ensuring compliance through intimidation. The environment within these camps was one of constant negotiation between authority and the individual, with commanders navigating the complex social fabric. Each punishment served as both a lesson and a reflection of the broader tensions that defined military existence, shaping the legacy of their leadership amidst the ever-present challenges of command. The bastinado, a method of corporal punishment, was more than just a tool for discipline. Its rhythmic application created a palpable tension within the confines of the Roman military camp, altering the dynamics of unit cohesion. Soldiers, bound by the shared experience of harsh consequences, often found themselves united in a collective understanding of their vulnerability. This uniformity in suffering fostered a sense of camaraderie, albeit strained, as they navigated the precarious balance between obedience and rebellion. The impact of this method extended beyond individual punishment. It served as a stark reminder of the authority wielded by commanding officers, crystallizing the hierarchy within the ranks. The fear instilled through such practices, though unsettling, reinforced adherence to orders, compelling soldiers to align their actions with the expectations set upon them. The immediate consequences were clear, an enforced compliance that often masked deeper resentments simmering beneath the surface. Interactions became laced with an unspoken acknowledgement of the potential for punishment, creating an atmosphere of caution. Bonds formed in adversity, yet they were often fragile, resting on a foundation of fear rather than trust. In this environment, discipline was maintained through both loyalty and apprehension, illustrating the complex interplay between authority and allegiance within the Roman military structure. This duality shaped not just the individual soldier, but the collective identity of the unit itself. The perception of military punishment has undergone significant evolution throughout history. In ancient times, practices such as the bastinado were employed not merely for discipline, but as a means to instill fear and assert dominance within ranks. This method, characterized by rhythmic beatings, served to reinforce hierarchy and deter insubordination. Such punitive measures were instrumental in maintaining order and cohesion within the Roman military camp, where the line between authority and brutality often blurred. Over centuries, attitudes towards discipline shifted. The harsh methods of yore began to be scrutinized as societies advanced in their understanding of human psychology and the principles of justice. In medieval periods, punitive practices evolved, incorporating more structured approaches that aimed to balance authority with the welfare of the troops. The focus gradually transitioned from physical punishment to fostering loyalty and morale, reflecting a growing recognition of the importance of mental fortitude in warfare. By the modern era, military training and discipline became more sophisticated, emphasizing respect and leadership rather than fear. This shift mirrored broader societal changes, where concepts of rights and humane treatment gained prominence. In contemporary militaries, punishment is often perceived as a necessary mechanism for correction rather than a tool for intimidation, reflecting the complex interplay between authority, morality, and the efficacy of military effectiveness. The bastinado served a dual purpose within the Roman military framework. It was not merely a form of punishment, but also a method of reinforcing discipline among ranks. The rhythmic application of this practice echoed throughout training camps, instilling a sense of order amid the chaos of warfare. Soldiers were conditioned to respect hierarchy and authority, ensuring that even in the face of strife, the chain of command remained intact. This practice was particularly relevant in the context of maintaining morale. The threat of the bastinado loomed over the ranks, acting as a deterrent against disobedience and insubordination. It was a stark reminder of the consequences of failure, aligning personal accountability with collective responsibility. Within these encampments, the fear of punishment, often translated into a heightened sense of vigilance and unity, essential in the face of external threats. Regarder the mace roads to Washam Gres some kant, avise I know, dance of what the youths to be. Commanders recognized the importance of not only physical training but also mental conditioning, but the bastinado became interwoven into the very fabric of military life, a constant reminder that discipline could dictate the outcome of battles. In essence, the presence of this practice underscored the intricate balance of power dynamics within the Roman legions, contributing to their reputation as formidable forces in the ancient world. The aftermath of the bastinado often dictated a soldier's path to recovery and reintegration within the ranks. Following the punishment, physical healing became paramount, as injuries sustained during the beating required careful attention. The application of herbal remedies and rest played a crucial role in the restoration of both body and spirit. This process was not merely a biological recovery, it also involved psychological rehabilitation, as soldiers reconciled their experiences with the expectations of military life. Reintegration into the legion necessitated a demonstration of renewed loyalty and discipline. Those who underwent the bastinado engaged in a period of reflection, contemplating their actions and the consequences that followed. It was essential for them to regain the trust of their comrades and superiors alike. Rituals and communal activities often facilitated this reintegration, fostering a renewed sense of belonging within the unit. The impact of the bastinado extended beyond the individual. Units collectively absorbed the lessons of discipline and authority, reinforcing the hierarchical structure that defined Roman military culture. The shared experience of this punishment fostered a bond among soldiers, emphasizing the importance of unity and adherence to command. Such dynamics ensured that the legions remained cohesive, prepared to face challenges that awaited them on distant fronts. The legacy of this practice resonated through the annals of military history, shaping the evolution of disciplined forces in subsequent eras. Cultural narratives surrounding the bastinado in Roman folklore reveal a complex interplay between discipline and punishment. This form of corporal punishment was often depicted in tales that highlighted the consequences of disobedience among soldiers. These narratives served as cautionary tales, emphasizing the importance of order within the ranks. It was not merely a method of enforcement, it represented a societal expectation where loyalty and respect for authority were paramount. Folklore often personified the bastinado as a figure of justice, meting out retribution to those who strayed from the prescribed path. These stories frequently featured a soldier's internal struggle, torn between personal desires and the rigid demands of military life. The consequences of defiance were illustrated with vivid imagery, embedding the bastinado deep within the cultural consciousness of the time. In intimate gatherings, soldiers would recount experiences, blending fact and fiction. Such narratives fostered camaraderie, while reinforcing the notion that discipline was essential for survival. The rhythmic nature of the punishment became symbolic, echoing the heartbeat of military life. It was a reminder of the unwavering commitment required to uphold the strength of the legion. This exploration of cultural narratives reveals how the bastinado transcended its physicality, becoming a significant component of the Roman identity and the ethos that underpinned its military achievements. The philosophical discourse of the time profoundly influenced perceptions of punishment within Roman society. Stoicism, in particular, emphasized rationality and self-discipline, often advocating for acceptance of suffering as a means to cultivate virtue. This thinking permeated military ranks, where the bastinado served not solely as a means of discipline, but also as a method of instilling resilience. Such philosophical underpinnings provided a framework that allowed punishment to be perceived as an opportunity for personal growth and moral fortitude. In this milieu, the act of punishment became intertwined with the concepts of honor and duty. The Stoic belief in enduring hardship aligned seamlessly with the military's emphasis on loyalty and strength. The emotional detachment encouraged by philosophers fostered an environment where punishment could be administered with a measured hand. It was not merely a consequence, but rather a transformative experience, reflective of larger societal values. Further, the writings of Cicero and Seneca contributed layers of complexity to these views, suggesting that punishment, when applied judiciously, could serve to reinforce social cohesion. This nuanced understanding shaped the operational protocols within military camps, where the bastinado might be seen as part of a larger strategy for maintaining discipline and unity among troops. Such philosophical insights, the bastinado, a method employed within the Roman military, illustrates the intricate balance between discipline and cruelty. This form of punishment, characterized by strikes to the soles of the feet, was designed to instill obedience among soldiers. It served as a reminder of the stringent expectations placed upon them, fostering an environment where adherence to military order was paramount. In this context, the act of punishment transcended mere physicality. It was a mechanism of control, shaping behavior and reinforcing the hierarchy within the ranks. Such measures were not taken lightly, as the implications of excessive brutality could undermine the very fabric of camaraderie essential for military cohesion. This paradox, wherein discipline could veer into cruelty, exemplifies the challenges faced by commanders. In these camps, soldiers viewed the bastinado with a blend of fear and respect. The potential for punishment loomed over them, a constant reminder of the consequences of insubordination. The scale of justice was delicate, requiring leaders to navigate the fine line between maintaining order and risking dissent. The echoes of the punishment reverberated through the ranks, shaping not only individual conduct, but also the collective ethos of the legion. Such historical practices remain a profound reflection on authority, control, and the complexities inherent in the pursuit of order within the chaos of military life. Ritualistic elements intertwined deeply with the practice of punishment, providing a framework that lent a sense of divine endorsement to the bastinado. Religious observances often accompanied these acts, blurring the lines between discipline and devotion. Soldiers believed that their obedience to the rules, reinforced through harsh measures, reflected their loyalty not only to the legion but also to the gods. This connection to the divine served to justify the cruel reality of corporal punishment. The priests, acting as intermediaries, invoked blessings before administering the bastinado. They performed elaborate rites, affirming that the act of punishment was sanctioned by higher powers. Such rituals were designed to impart a sense of righteousness, transforming the physical pain of the condemned into a spiritual purification. The community witnessed this process, reinforcing societal norms while embedding an expectation of compliance. In this region, the gods were thought to favor discipline as a means of maintaining harmony. The belief in divine favor provided a potent justification for the brutality of the bastinado. It became a necessary tool, ensuring the strength and cohesion of the legion. Through this lens, punishment transcended mere control, evolving into a sacred duty aimed at preserving the virtues deemed essential for the survival of the military order. The intertwining of faith and discipline marked a complex relationship, shaping both individual and collective identities within the legion. The bastinado served as a form of public shaming, a method employed to reinforce authority within the ranks of the Roman military camp. This punishment involved the systematic striking of the soles of the feet, leaving behind not only physical marks, but also a psychological imprint on the collective consciousness of the soldiers. Those subjected to this form of discipline were often paraded before their peers, ensuring that the event resonated throughout the camp. This practice acted as a deterrent, signaling the consequences of disobedience or failure to adhere to the strict codes of conduct. The sounds of it echoed through the training grounds, a rhythmic reminder of the expectations placed upon every individual. Observers, both within the legion and beyond, understood it as a reinforcement of order, a necessary measure to maintain cohesion in an environment defined by discipline and duty. In this setting, the act of punishment transcended mere physical correction. It became an instrument of social control, emphasizing loyalty and the importance of collective identity. The psychological ramifications extended far beyond the moment, shaping perceptions of honor and shame within the military hierarchy. The bastinado, through its stark and unyielding nature, ensured the stability of the legion, solidifying the bond among its members, while simultaneously distinguishing the boundaries of acceptable behavior. The ethical implications of the bastinado invite contemplation across various dimensions of military discipline. Observers note the practice's dual nature. While it maintained order within the ranks, it also raised questions regarding the morality of such punishment. This region of inquiry delves into the balance between authority and humanity, prompting debates about the extent to which discipline can be enforced without infringing upon individual dignity. The corporal nature of the bastinado suggests a stark methodology. Its implementation likely served as a deterrent, fostering a culture of compliance through the fear of physical consequences. Yet, this approach to maintaining discipline may have inadvertently undermined the loyalty it sought to reinforce. The psychological impact on soldiers subjected to such treatment merits examination, as it could foster resentment rather than camaraderie. Historians often reference contrasting societies that employed different methods of discipline, inviting comparisons to the Roman military's reliance on physical punishment. These alternatives, grounded in persuasive leadership or restorative justice, highlight the potential for fostering mutual respect and intrinsic motivation within a combat unit. The examination of these differing strategies illuminates a broader conversation regarding the ethics of power dynamics in military settings, prompting reflection on the long-term consequences of enforced compliance versus earned loyalty. Such considerations resonate through the annals of military history and ethical frameworks. The evolution of military regulations on punishment over time reflects a complex interplay between authority, discipline, and humanity. Initially, practices within ancient military camps were often harsh, reflecting the need for strict obedience in the face of adversity. Beatings, such as the bastinado, served as a means to enforce discipline among troops, instilling a sense of order within these formidable structures. This region, defined by its rigid hierarchy, often prioritized obedience over individual well-being. As civilizations advanced, the understanding of human rights began to reshape these punitive measures. The emergence of codified military laws introduced a more structured approach to discipline, emphasizing fairness and the necessity for clear guidelines regarding punishment. Regulations evolved to delineate acceptable forms of discipline, transitioning from physical punishment to methods deemed less severe. These changes illustrated an evolving ethical framework that prioritized the morale and mental well-being of soldiers. The impact of these regulations extended beyond the immediate military context, influencing broader societal views on justice and punishment. As military structures further evolved, the emphasis shifted toward rehabilitation and mentorship, recognizing the importance of fostering loyalty through positive reinforcement rather than fear. This transformation has left an indelible mark on contemporary military practices, reflecting a commitment to uphold dignity even within the rigors of military life. The bastinado, a form of corporal punishment, served not only as a method of discipline, but also as a tool for reinforcing authority within the Roman military camp. It functioned as a visible marker of power, establishing a clear hierarchy among soldiers and commanding respect through the fear it instilled. This method of punishment, often carried out in public view, ensured that the consequences of insubordination were unmistakably apparent, thus maintaining order and discipline. In this environment, the act of administering the bastinado became intertwined with the political landscape of the time. Commanders wielded this punishment as a means to consolidate their influence, showcasing their capability to enforce the rules of engagement and maintain military cohesion. The implications of this practice extended beyond the immediate consequences for the individual soldiers. It influenced the morale of troops and shaped the dynamics among different ranks. Though for Lyncus, the psychological impact of the bastinado was profound, instilling a sense of fear while simultaneously reinforcing loyalty. Soldiers were acutely aware of the risks associated with defiance, which in turn fostered an atmosphere where allegiance to leadership was paramount. This intricate balance of fear and loyalty, the interrelationship between the bastinado and military honor, reveals a nuanced understanding of discipline within the Roman military camp. It served not merely as a method of punishment, but as a mechanism to uphold the values essential to the cohesion of the unit. This practice underscored the significance of obedience, where those subjected to such discipline would, in turn, reinforce the ideals of loyalty and respect among their peers. Within this environment, the bastinado became a ritualistic affirmation of status and rank. Individuals who endured it often emerged with a renewed sense of commitment, forged in the fires of shared experience. Each act of punishment was a reminder of the collective responsibility that bound soldiers to one another, reinforcing their bond through the acknowledgement of hierarchy and duty. The atmosphere surrounding this practice was one of somber acceptance. The rhythmic cadence of the bastinado resonated through the camp, echoing the underlying tension between authority and autonomy. Those who witnessed such events were compelled to reflect on their own place within the regimented structure, acknowledging that honor was a privilege earned through sacrifice and resilience. In this harsh reality, the bastinado stood as a testament to the complexities of military life. It encapsulated the ethos of the Roman legions, where personal honor intertwined with the relentless pursuit of collective strength. The geographical layout of the Roman military camp significantly influenced the administration of the bastinado. Strategically located on elevated terrain, camps offered a commanding view of the surrounding landscape, making it easier to monitor troop movements and potential threats. This positioning not only facilitated the enforcement of discipline, but also served as a stark reminder to the soldiers of the consequences of insubordination. Proximity to vital resources played a crucial role in the implementation of the bastinado as well. Water sources, for example, were essential for both sustenance and sanitation. Camps located near rivers or springs allowed for a more efficient administration of punishment, as soldiers could be swiftly gathered and disciplined without the strain of logistics. This region's natural barriers provided a sense of security, fostering an environment where authority could be maintained with relative ease. Terrain also dictated the materials available for the bastinado itself. Wood from nearby forests was often utilized for creating implements of punishment, ensuring that the tools were both effective and readily accessible. In contrast, harsher environments compelled commanders to be more inventive, adapting their methods to the available resources. Each geographical feature, from hills to rivers, wove a complex interplay between discipline and environment, shaping the practices that defined the Roman military ethos. The bastinado thus became not merely a tool of punishment, but a reflection of the land itself. Historical fiction and film often explore the complexities of punishment and authority, with the bastinado serving as a potent symbol. In various narratives, it manifests as a representation of both the brutality and discipline within the Roman military's hierarchy. Characters subjected to this form of punishment frequently reveal insights into their inner struggles and resilience, providing a window into the human experience amid a harsh regime. Cinematic portrayals frequently emphasize the physicality of the act, showcasing the stark contrast between the oppressors and the oppressed. The rhythmic sound of strikes resonates throughout these scenes, evoking a visceral response and grounding viewers in the historical context. The settings often reflect the desolation of the barracks, where the weight of authority looms over the dusty ground, further amplifying the emotional tension. Literary works delve into the psychological implications of the bastinado, exploring themes of power dynamics and social justice. Characters are often depicted grappling with the moral complexities surrounding authority, resistance, and submission. This exploration fosters a nuanced understanding of historical societies, highlighting the stark realities faced by individuals within the confines of military discipline. Such representations aim to connect contemporary audiences with the past, fostering reflection on the enduring themes of power, punishment, and the human spirit. The bastinado, in this context, becomes a poignant reminder of the intricate interplay between authority and resistance throughout history. The role of the bastinado in soldier recruitment and retention is often understated yet fundamentally significant. This method, employed not only as punishment but also as a means of instilling discipline, served to forge a cohesive unit within the ranks. New recruits encountered it as a rite of passage, a stark introduction to the demands placed upon them. Painful though it was, this experience fostered a sense of belonging, subtly reinforcing their commitment to the collective. Within the confines of the military camp, the bastinado became a tool for socialization. It acted as a mechanism to convey expectations, ensuring that soldiers understood the consequences of insubordination. The rhythmic cadence of the strikes marked a clear boundary, separating the acceptable from the unacceptable. The presence of this practice contributed to an atmosphere where compliance was not merely expected but ingrained. Retention of soldiers depended heavily on the shared experiences cultivated through such ritualistic practices. The enduring pain and subsequent recovery fostered camaraderie, binding individuals together through mutual endurance. This shared legacy of hardship created a narrative of resilience, appealing to a soldier's sense of honor and duty. In this way, the bastinado was not solely an instrument of punishment, but a complex aspect of military culture, crucial for maintaining discipline and unity within the ranks. And the psychological implications of the bastinado extended far beyond the immediate physical punishment. Within the confines of the Roman military camp, it fostered an atmosphere of fear and compliance, a first more pliance, shaping the behavior of soldiers and reinforcing loyalty to their commanders. The mere threat of such an event could deter insubordination, ensuring that the ranks remained cohesive and focused on their shared objectives. This method served as a reminder that deviation from established protocols would not be tolerated. In the minds of the soldiers, the bastinado became synonymous with the authority of the military hierarchy. It represented not just punishment, but a tangible manifestation of discipline. Those who witnessed the act would internalize its implications, cultivating a shared understanding of the consequences of disobedience. Trust in the command structure was bolstered as individuals recognized the lengths to which their leaders would go to maintain order and discipline. The ritualistic nature of the punishment further contributed to its psychological impact. Each instance was performed with a sense of decorum, establishing a ritual that soldiers could anticipate. The predictability of the punishment created a subconscious alignment with military values, embedding the necessity for obedience deeply within the psyche of the troops. Thus, the bastinado served as both a deterrent and a method of reinforcing the collective identity of the military unit, ensuring unwavering loyalty amidst the rigors of service. The legacies of the bastinado extend far beyond its use in ancient Rome, influencing subsequent military practices across various cultures. This method of punishment, stark in its execution, left an imprint on the discipline strategies of later armies. It became a reference point for enforcing order and maintaining cohesion within ranks, echoing through centuries of military history. In many regions, the principles underlying the bastinado were adapted to fit the prevailing societal values and military structures. This adaptation often involved modifications in methods of discipline, shifting towards either more humane forms of correction or embracing harsher techniques depending on the context. The efficacy of the bastinado became a subject of debate among military leaders, with some advocating for its continued use as a means of instilling fear and obedience, while others sought alternatives to promote morale and loyalty through positive reinforcement. Historical records reveal that various armies incorporated physical punishment as a means of maintaining discipline, drawing on the foundational concepts established by the Roman military. Its influence can be traced in the practices of the Byzantine Empire, as well as in the training regimens of European powers during the Age of Enlightenment. The evolution of these practices reflects the changing attitudes towards authority and discipline, showcasing the complex interplay between tradition and progress in military culture. The bastinado served as a tangible instrument within the Roman military camp, embodying the delicate balance between fear and order. Its application varied, often depending on the context and the behavior of the soldiers. When discipline faltered, it became a method of ensuring compliance, a direct response to insubordination. The rhythmic thud of its strikes could be heard echoing through the training grounds, a stark reminder of the consequences of disobedience. In some instances, the bastinado was employed not merely as punishment, but as a means of reinforcing solidarity among troops. The shared experience of discipline fostered a sense of unity, imbuing each soldier with an understanding of their role within the larger framework of military hierarchy. The act itself, while painful, could also serve to remind individuals of their commitment to the collective. Outside the confines of the camp, perceptions of the bastinado varied widely. For some, it represented the harsh reality of military life, while others saw it as a necessary tool for maintaining order during tumultuous times. This duality highlights the complexity of its role, oscillating between being a source of fear and an emblem of collective discipline. The bastinado's legacy endures as a significant aspect of military tradition, illuminating the often paradoxical nature of authority within structured environments. The intersection of law and military discipline in Rome reveals the intricacies of governance and order within the confines of military camps. Regulations dictated both behavior and expectations. Soldiers were not merely warriors, they were also subjects of a rigid legal framework that sought to maintain cohesion. This framework offered stability amid the chaos of warfare, serving as a guiding force for the ranks. Punishments, including the bastinado, were executed with a sense of ritual that reinforced authority. Such measures were intended to ensure compliance and instill a uniformity of action among troops. While they instigated fear, they also integrated a profound sense of duty among soldiers, who understood their position within the larger structure of the empire. Law in this context was not merely punitive but also protective. It sought to safeguard the integrity of the military unit, preventing dissent that could jeopardize operations. This balance created a paradox where discipline was both a form of coercion and a framework for loyalty. The practices within military camps set a precedent for broader societal norms, influencing civilian life and governance. In these environments, respect for authority was cultivated, albeit through stringent measures. Such dynamics emphasized the role of law as an essential element in maintaining order and function within the expansive Roman Empire, shaping the very fabric of its military identity. The bastinado served as a method of punishment within the Roman military camp, embodying both discipline and the complexities of citizenship. This practice, characterized by the striking of the soles of the feet, revealed the nuanced relationship between authority and individual rights. While Roman citizens were afforded certain protections under the law, non-citizens, often soldiers from conquered territories, faced harsher consequences. The application of the bastinado highlighted the stark distinctions in status and privilege. Roman citizens, bound by the legal frameworks of their society, could expect trials and defenses against severe punishment. In contrast, the rights of non-citizens were often limited, rendering them more vulnerable to the capriciousness of military authority. This disparity fostered a sense of hierarchy, reinforcing the notion that citizenship conferred both dignity and protection. The act itself resonated throughout the camp, echoing the broader themes of loyalty and obedience expected of the troops. It served as a reminder of the consequences of dissent or failure, reinforcing the ideals of discipline that were central to Roman military success. In these moments of punishment, the implications of citizenship became starkly evident, shaping not only individual experiences but also the collective identity of the forces that held the empire together. The bastinado, therefore, was more than a method of discipline. It was a reflection of the intricate social fabric of Rome itself. This reflection extends into the very core of Roman military culture, where the bastinado emerged as a pivotal instrument of power and control. Discipline within the ranks was paramount, ensuring that order prevailed in the face of adversity. The methodical application of this punishment instilled a sense of cohesion among soldiers, reinforcing loyalty to commanders and the overarching structure of the legion. Training exercises incorporated elements of the bastinado, embedding the consequences of disobedience into the psyche of recruits. This conditioning served as a reminder of the rigid hierarchy that defined military life. In this environment, the act of punishment was not merely punitive, it was instructional, a means of instilling respect and adherence to protocol. The effects rippled beyond the confines of the camp. Soldiers who experienced this discipline carried its lessons into battle, fostering a collective identity that transcended individual backgrounds. The shared experience of hardship and correction forged bonds that would withstand the pressures of warfare. This practice also reflected the broader societal values of Rome, where strength and discipline were revered attributes. The Bastinado, therefore, played a crucial role in shaping not only the character of the military, but also the identity of Rome itself, intertwining the fates of soldiers and citizens alike in the pursuit of dominance and order. This intertwining of soldiers and citizens created a complex socio-political landscape that defined the very essence of Roman society. Military punishments, such as the Bastinado, were not merely methods of discipline. They served as instruments of control, reinforcing the hierarchy within the legions and the broader community. The visible scars and marks left by these punishments were potent symbols of authority, instilling both fear and respect among the ranks. The repercussions of such practices rippled through civilian life. The public witnessed the rigid enforcement of discipline, reflecting the values of strength and resilience. This normalization of violence within military culture permeated everyday interactions, shaping societal norms and expectations. Citizens, conditioned to accept the military's harsh methods, often mirrored these practices in their own social structures, perpetuating a cycle of control and obedience. Within the political arena, leaders wielded the threat of military punishments as a tool to maintain order. The fear of reprisals ensured loyalty among troops, with soldiers understanding that deviation from established norms could result in severe consequences. This dynamic further complicated the relationship between the military and the governing bodies as power struggles emerged. The representation of the Bastinado in Roman art and sculpture reflects the intricate interplay of authority and discipline within the military framework. These depictions often showcase figures engaged in the act itself, highlighting the physicality and severity associated with maintaining order. Sculptors captured the tension in the muscles and the grimace of the punished, embodying the harsh reality of military life. The imagery often portrayed soldiers wielding rods, their stances firm and resolute, emphasizing the control exercised over subordinates. This region of artistic expression served not merely as documentation, it acted as a reminder of the consequences of insubordination. The figures, often rendered in marble or fresco, conveyed a sense of inevitability in the punishment, reinforcing the societal norms upheld by the Roman military. In contrast, some artworks depicted the aftermath, focusing on the subdued expressions of those who endured the bastinado. This portrayal subtly critiqued the brutality of the system, while simultaneously illustrating the strength required to endure such trials. The duality in these representations speaks to the complexity of Roman values, where discipline coexisted with vulnerability. Through these artistic lenses, the bastinado transcended mere punishment, becoming a symbol of the broader themes of power, control, and the human experience within the Roman Empire. These ruins continue to echo the prevailing sentiments of authority and obedience, preserving the legacy of an ancient societal structure. The practices observed within ancient military camps reveal a stark contrast between the methodologies employed in the Eastern and Western realms. In the East, disciplinary measures often incorporated psychological elements, emphasizing shame and personal reflection. Techniques utilized included solitary confinement and public reprimands, designed to instill a deep-seated sense of loyalty and remorse among soldiers. This approach fostered an internalized adherence to authority, merging personal honor with collective discipline. In contrast, the Western military tradition largely relied on physical punishment, exemplified by methods such as the bastinado. This technique, characterized by rhythmic strikes to the soles of the feet, served as a direct and immediate form of retribution. The physicality of this practice reinforced a clear boundary of power and submission, ensuring compliance through fear of bodily pain. Soldiers experienced not only the loss of physical comfort, but also the psychological implications of such punitive measures. Within these differing frameworks, the underlying principles of obedience remained consistent. Both cultures aimed to cultivate a disciplined fighting force, albeit through divergent means. The Eastern emphasis on psychological conditioning contrasted sharply with the Western reliance on corporeal punishment. This dichotomy highlights the complexities of military governance and societal expectations, revealing how authority is maintained through varied, yet effective, methods of control. And destroy depot social structures was utilized as a means of asserting dominance over subjugated populations. Its application extended beyond mere discipline. It functioned as a psychological tool to instill fear and reinforce the power dynamics inherent in the empire's confrontations. As legions advanced into foreign territories, the presence of such punitive measures reinforced the notion of Roman superiority. The technique not only ensured compliance among troops, but also deterred rebellion among local populations. The application of the bastinado could swiftly quell dissent, illustrating the empire's readiness to employ physical force to uphold order. In these newly conquered regions, the bastinado became emblematic of the oppressive governance that characterized Roman rule. It was a stark reminder of the consequences of defiance, establishing a climate of submission among the vanquished. This practice, while brutal in nature, was methodically integrated into the military's operational ethos. As the empire expanded, the implementation of the bastinado became a standard practice, showcasing the lengths to which authority would go to maintain control. This method, while an aspect of military discipline, also reflected the complexities of cultural integration and the challenges of managing diverse populations within the vast expanse of the Roman Empire. Perspectives on this method delve into the ethical discourse surrounding its application. The bastinado, often characterized as a form of punishment, raises questions about the morality of inflicting pain for the sake of obedience and control. Reactions to such practices vary significantly, highlighting contrasting views on authority and justice. Advocates of military discipline might argue that maintaining order necessitates stringent measures, asserting that pain serves as a deterrent, fostering compliance among troops. Critics, conversely, emphasize the inhumanity of corporal punishment. They contend that the psychological and physical repercussions extend beyond mere compliance, eroding the fundamental dignity of individuals subjected to such treatment. This region of moral debate often intersects with broader discussions on human rights and the treatment of individuals under authoritative regimes. Historical records indicate that varying opinions existed even among contemporaries of the Roman era, with some voices advocating for more humane alternatives to maintain discipline. The bastinado's legacy endures, influencing modern interpretations of punishment and rehabilitation. In contemporary analysis, scholars grapple with the implications of such practices on societal norms and values. The tension between order and morality continues to resonate, prompting an ongoing dialogue about the responsibilities of power and the ethical implications of enforcement. This discourse remains relevant, reflecting the complexities of authority and the human experience across time. Documentation reveals a meticulous record-keeping system within the Roman military, reflecting the structured nature of authority. Each punishment, from minor infractions to severe transgressions, was catalogued with precision. These records served multiple purposes, including maintaining discipline and providing insight into the social dynamics of the time. Such entries often included the names of offenders, the nature of their offenses, and the corresponding penalties imposed, highlighting a stark juxtaposition of power and vulnerability. The prevalence of corporal punishment, including the bastinado, indicates an ingrained acceptance of physical discipline as a means of enforcing order. These accounts illustrate a cultural understanding that obedience was paramount for cohesion within the ranks. The frequency with which such punishments were documented suggests not only the authority of military leaders, but also a collective belief in the necessity of harsh measures. In some cases, records detail the aftermath of these punishments, reflecting on their psychological impact. This region, marked by both the scars of past infractions and the resilience of those subjected to such discipline, speaks to a broader narrative of human endurance. The entries provide a window into the complex interplay between law, order, and the enduring human spirit, revealing how historical practices resonate with contemporary discussions about authority and justice. Such documentation remains essential for understanding the fabric of life within the military encampments of ancient Rome. The bastinado served as a significant disciplinary measure within the Roman military, reflecting the intricate relationship between punishment and the concept of honor. This practice, characterized by striking the soles of the feet, was not merely an act of reprimand and of way. It symbolized the expectation of unwavering loyalty and discipline among the ranks. Individuals subjected to the bastinado often faced the dual burden of pain and public humiliation, yet this punishment was perceived as a pathway to redemption and restoration of one's standing within the unit. Honor, in this context, transcended personal dignity. It was tightly woven into the collective identity of the soldiers. Each soldier bore the weight of their actions, knowing that any failure could tarnish not just their reputation, but also that of their comrades. This interconnectedness fostered a culture where adherence to military protocol was paramount. The bastinado, therefore, served a dual purpose: enforcing discipline while reinforcing the bonds of camaraderie among the troops. The smolderchin inflictions of such practices played a crucial role in maintaining order as soldiers endured the physical repercussions of their missteps. A profound sense of responsibility emerged. This cycle of punishment and redemption reinforced the ideals of duty and honor, shaping the ethos of ancient warfare. In the annals of military history, the bastinado remains a testament to the complexities of discipline and honor within the Roman legions. The relationship between the bastinado and military training regiments reveals a structured approach to discipline within the Roman military framework. This method of corporal punishment was not merely punitive, it was intricately woven into the training process, designed to reinforce the values of obedience and resilience. Such practices ensured that soldiers were conditioned to withstand both physical and psychological challenges. Training regimens incorporated rigorous physical drills alongside the bastinado, fostering an environment where conformity and strength were paramount. This duality of training, combining rigorous exercise with punitive measures, created a soldier capable of both mental fortitude and physical prowess. The rhythmic nature of the bastinado echoed through the camps, instilling a sense of order amidst the chaos of warfare preparations. Over time, the bastinado became a recognized component of the military culture, reflecting the values held by commanders and their legions. Soldiers often viewed it with a mix of apprehension and respect, acknowledging its role in shaping elite troops. The connection between the bastinado and military training underscored the belief that discipline was essential for success on the battlefield. In this context, the practice transcended mere punishment, evolving into a ritual that symbolized dedication and commitment to the collective mission of the Roman Empire. Thus, the bastinado served as both a tool of discipline and a reinforcer of the bonds among soldiers. In the context of military reforms, the bastinado emerged as an instrument not only for maintaining order but also for instilling a sense of unity among ranks. This method of punishment reflected the evolving strategies within the Roman military, emphasizing the importance of cohesion during critical engagements. Such practices contributed to a more disciplined force where the collective strength of the group was paramount. Most camps of the group was paramount. On nice camps, the rhythmic application of the bastinado echoed through the air, creating an environment steeped in a strict adherence to duty. It reinforced the expectation of compliance and the consequences of failure, serving to deter insubordination. The underlying principle of this approach shaped the mindset of soldiers, creating an atmosphere where loyalty to the unit was paramount. Changes in military leadership often influenced the frequency and intensity of the bastinado's application. Leaders recognized that a well-disciplined army was essential for success on the battlefield. These reforms included not only physical training but also psychological conditioning, where the fear of punishment was balanced with the promise of camaraderie and shared glory. And the effectiveness of the bastinado in creating a unified front was evident in campaigns where discipline played a critical role. Soldiers moved as a singular entity, their synchronized efforts a testament to the impact of this method on military effectiveness. In this way, the bastinado contributed to the legacy of Roman martial discipline. The role of propaganda in shaping perceptions of the bastinado was profound and multifaceted. It served as a tool to glorify the discipline underlying the Roman military ethos, presenting the practice as a necessary component of maintaining order and obedience. Written accounts and public speeches often extolled the virtues of rigorous training, emphasizing how such measures fostered loyalty, bravery, and unity among soldiers. This narrative reinforced the notion that physical punishment was not merely a punitive action, but rather an integral aspect of a soldier's transformation into a devoted guardian of the empire. Visual representations further solidified this perspective. Artwork depicting soldiers engaged in training often highlighted the bastinado, casting it in a light that suggested not cruelty, but rather a commitment to excellence. This imagery was purposefully crafted to evoke admiration, framing the practice as a rite of passage that contributed to the overall strength of Rome's military might. At Tharn 4. In contrast, dissenting views were systematically suppressed. Those who questioned the morality or effectiveness of such practices faced scrutiny, their voices often drowned out by the prevailing narrative that glorified martial prowess. This manipulation of public perception ensured that the bastinado remained entrenched in the collective consciousness of Roman society as a necessary aspect of discipline, reinforcing the empire's image as a formidable force throughout its vast territories. The bastinado served as a stark representation of power dynamics within the Roman military framework. Soldiers subjected to this method of punishment experienced not only physical pain, but also a deep psychological impact, reinforcing the hierarchy that governed their existence. This act of discipline was not merely punitive, it was a calculated demonstration of authority, instilling fear and compliance among the ranks. Of the act itself, a rhythmic application of beats administered to the soles of the feet echoed through the confines of military encampments. It resonated with the lessons of obedience, where the sound of strikes became synonymous with the omnipresent oversight of commanding officers. Each instance of the bastinado reinforced the notion of loyalty, binding soldiers to a code that prioritized order over individual will. In this environment, the implications of such punishment extended beyond immediate compliance. It shaped a culture of endurance, as those who survived the ordeal were often revered for their resilience. This phenomenon cultivated a shared identity, fostering camaraderie among the troops, albeit within a framework of fear. The legacy of the bastinado illustrates how mechanisms of control can influence not only individual behavior, but also the collective ethos of a military organization, perpetuating a cycle of discipline that underpinned the Roman Empire's enduring strength. Psychological profiles of soldiers subjected to the bastinado reveal a complex interplay between fear, obedience, and resilience. This method of punishment, while designed to instill discipline, often resulted in profound impacts on mental states. Those who endured such treatment developed coping mechanisms shaped by their experiences, oscillating between compliance and rebellion. The immediate response to the bastinado typically involved heightened anxiety levels, as expected repercussions loomed over every soldier. In some cases, this anxiety transformed into a heightened sense of vigilance, manifesting as increased alertness in both combat scenarios and daily routines. The psychological toll, however, was not solely negative. Many found a sense of unity among their peers through shared suffering. Long-term exposure to such punitive measures fostered a culture of resigned acceptance. Soldiers became conditioned to anticipate and accept the punishment as part of their military identity, internalizing it as necessary for the greater good. Subsequent generations often displayed a diminished emotional response to discipline, suggesting a desensitization process that permeated ranks. Yet, there existed a dichotomy within these profiles. While some soldiers exhibited unwavering loyalty born from such experiences, others harbored resentment, which occasionally erupted into dissent. This division within the ranks highlighted the nuanced psychological landscape shaped by the bastinado, illustrating its complex role in the broader military framework. The experience of the bastinado was profoundly influenced by social class, revealing a stark divide within the military hierarchy. Lower-ranking soldiers often bore the brunt of this punishment, suffering its blows in silence, while higher-ranking officers remained insulated from such physical reprimands. This disparity fostered a sense of resentment among the ranks, averse to wheat, as the consequences of failure were unevenly distributed. The perception of the bastinado varied significantly across social strata. For the elite, it was an instrument of discipline, a method to maintain order and ensure loyalty among the troops. In contrast, for the lower classes, it became a symbol of oppression, a reminder of their subordinate status within the military structure. The psychological impact of this punishment was particularly pronounced. Those subjected to it often internalized their shame and pain, reinforcing their perceived position as expendable. Additionally, camaraderie among the lower ranks was both strengthened and strained by these experiences. Shared suffering forged bonds, yet the awareness of inequality could lead to discord. The echo of the bastinado resonated through the camp, a constant reminder of the unyielding power dynamics that dictated not only the physical environment, but also the emotional and psychological well-being of the soldiers. This intricate interplay illustrates the multifaceted role social class played in shaping the experience of punishment within the Roman military framework. Modern interpretations of the bastinado within historical analysis offer a nuanced understanding of its implications. Scholars have revisited ancient texts and archaeological findings to delve deeper into the social and psychological dimensions of this form of punishment. Examination of military documents provides insight into how the bastinado was not merely a tool of corporal punishment, but also a mechanism for reinforcing hierarchy and authority within the ranks. The application of this punishment varied significantly, often reflecting the prevailing attitudes towards discipline and obedience. In certain contexts, it was utilized as a corrective measure intended to instill compliance, while in others, it served as a demonstration of power by superiors over subordinates. Such interpretations reveal the complex relationship between punishment and social order, suggesting that the bastinado functioned within a broader spectrum of military discipline. Anthropological perspectives contribute additional layers to this understanding, exploring how cultural norms influenced the perception and acceptance of corporal punishment. This examination highlights the shifting moral frameworks over time, contextualizing the bastinado against the backdrop of evolving societal values. Critical discussions within contemporary historiography also address the legacy of such practices, prompting reflections on modern disciplinary methods and their historical roots. The ongoing analysis of these ancient practices continues to illuminate the intricate connections between power, authority, and punishment in the Roman military landscape. The lasting impact of this practice reverberates through military history, shaping approaches to discipline and authority across cultures and epochs. Its methodical application within the Roman military framework established a precedent for subsequent military organizations, influencing how power dynamics were managed. The systematic enforcement of order served as a psychological tool, reinforcing obedience and compliance among ranks. These historical practices contributed to the development of various disciplinary methods seen in later military regimes. The adoption of corporal punishment, while varying in context and severity, echoes the principles established during the Roman era. This approach has been observed in numerous armed forces, reflecting an enduring legacy that transcends geographical boundaries. The remnants of this punitive system are evident in both historical documentation and archaeological findings. Evidence, such as inscriptions and artifacts, continues to provide insight into the methods employed and their implications for societal structure. These remnants serve as a testament to the complex interplay between discipline, authority, and the very fabric of military life. In contemporary discussions about military ethics and conduct, the shadow of past practices looms large. Understanding the historical context of methods like the bastinado allows for a deeper comprehension of modern military systems and their inherent challenges. The echoes of these ancient practices remain relevant, guiding the discourse on authority and punishment within military environments today.